Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Jeep and Things / reviews. Here's what we got going on for you today. We have a $200 cooler compared to a $20 cooler. Now, I want to be a little specific. The YETI was 200 bucks. The Colman party stacker, if I could turn it upside down here, we're just going to put it over here in the old chair. I got this at Goodwill. It's upside down, $5. $5 at the Goodwill. Still had the stickers on it, etc., etc., etc. I looked online on Amazon, what have you. I couldn't find the party stacker. I don't know how old this cooler is. It's still in great shape. Still has the sticker on it, as you can see. Holds 20 cans. So I looked for a quart size because this is the Rody 15. I don't know what the quart size is. You can tell they are very similar in size. So anyhow, I'm going to pre-chill these and I'm going to show you what we got in there for the pre-chill. Let them sit overnight, 24 hours inside the house here to let them get real good and pre-chilled. Then we're going to fill them full of ice and just see how long they will retain ice outdoors. So let's get them filled with the pre-chill products and we'll come back. Okay, let's take a look at our pre-chill process. Back it out a little bit. In the Colman, I've got this cool kit freezer pack, and I'm using the YETI ice packs in the Colman. YETI thin ice. So we'll put that back in there. Oh, turn it sideways. Fits pretty good. In the YETI, I've got some Dollar General freezer pack. I got a couple of those. And then we have this little cool it. Close that. Seal it. I think that was that's a cool it too. I don't know what I called it before. So there you go. We're going to start this. It is, well, I won't even do a time check, but well, it is the 5th of June at a hair after 4, about 7, 8 after 4. So let these set overnight. Come back tomorrow with some ice. They'll be good pre-chilled in the house. Pack them down, then we'll go outside. See you tomorrow. All right, everybody. We are at we'll call it 6:20 on the 6th. So it's really been about 20, and here's my ice. It's been about 26 hours. So I just brought these out of the house. Need to hurry and get the ice in there. We'll just set this to the side. Yeah, they're liquid, but they're still good and cold. I'm going to close this cooler up. Then we'll check out the YETI. Same way. We got liquid. I brought these in from outside, so they were kind of warm when I put it in there. But all right, we're going to open this up and get the ice in there. Get to the other bag of ice. And we have breakage. There we go. That's good and tight. One more bag to go. I don't think it's going to hold the whole bag. Might get a little more in here. And we still have a little left, so we'll show you real quick, then I'll get all this mess picked up. It's packed, and it closes good. And of course the Yeti, packed, and it closes good. Now here's what we're gonna do, just real quick. We've had, by this time of the year, it's usually dry, but we've got more storms coming in tonight, and we'll zoom. You can see that pole, big old limb fell there. On the other side of the house, there's limbs. You can see a log down right there out of that tree. So we got one more day of storms and rain tonight. So for now, I'm just gonna set them in back of the truck, pull the truck up one in the garage, and then once the weather moves out, I'm gonna put them right under the tree like we've always done. So there you have it. We're gonna call it officially. Says it's about 6:23. We'll call it 6:30, just for rounding off. 6:30 on June the 6th. It is 79 degrees. And we'll check back with these little critters here in a little bit. We'll see y'all later. Good morning, everyone. Getting our rain, and it's gonna rain today. Hopefully by this evening it'll be gone. Old Nipsey's just sitting out in the rain. But anyhow, let's do a quick time check and check these coolers. There's something interesting I did see. I haven't opened the cooler since yesterday. It is Saturday, the 7th of June. We're gonna call it 11:30, even though it's 11:27. We're gonna call it 11:30, 73 degrees, 87% humidity. So we're gonna call it 11:30, which means we're at the 17-hour mark. We'll check them a couple times a day, but here's something interesting. The coolers, as you can see, it's dry in here. These have been in the back of the bed of the truck, as you saw in the last scene. Free. We've been cleaning out stuff. Had a bunch of free stuff, which is all gone. Thank you, Jesus. Got a little bit more stuff. Focus, Brad. Squirrel. Focus. Anyhow, here's the thing. These have been out of the rain. The Colman, look at that. Condensation. The Yeti is dry. The Yeti does have a little condensation here. The Colman is sweating. Condensation, however you want to look at it. And it's, I mean, like I said, it's 87% humidity, rain. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those days. It's not sunny and hot. So you do see a little condensation around the Yeti, the handles also. Then, of course, the party stacker. I mean, we do have water up there. So anyways, enough of me yapping. Just wanted to note that extreme condensation on top. There isn't any on the Yeti, but there is some condensation on the front. See if we can get down there a little bit under there. Okay, let's get the test going. 17-hour mark. Basically full. It has went down a smidge, but still riding high. Colman, it has went down more, but there is still an ice pack in there. Make sure that's closed good. And for now, because it really doesn't matter whether the cooler's under the tree, there's not any sunshine. to dictate direct sunlight, and you get in the shade, it's a little cooler. So that's obvious with the rain just continuing to come down. But all right, that's what you have at the 17-hour mark. We'll come back and check it probably at 24 hours later on this evening. All right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, good afternoon, almost evening, everyone. Check-in time. We're going to call it 8:30 on June 7th. Saturday, June 7th, which means it's been 26 hours. So just a little over a day. Now, you'll see I moved the coolers out here. I did that shortly after the last clip. It did quit raining. It may rain a little bit more tonight, but it did get sunny today. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to put them out here. That way they'll get a little sun. And if it rains, it rains. But let's do a quick check-in before it gets too dark. All right, we'll start with the YETI. No condensation since I moved it out here. And it still looks the same. So we're clocking in at 26 hours. The Colman, still, I don't know if you can see this or not. Still have quite a bit of condensation on top. The front's not too bad. And it's went down quite a bit. Not quite to the halfway point yet. But that's where we stand. $200 versus $20 cooler. So we'll check back in tomorrow. Make sure everything's closed up good. And it is. See you on the morning. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, believe it or not, go up. We actually have sunshine. All right. And earlier when we left, that was in the sun. Now it's in the shade. That'll transform back and forth. As long as it stays sunny, and as the sun starts head toward the west, you'll get more sun. But right now it's in the shade. It is. We're going to call it 12:30 on Sunday the 8th, which would bring us to the 42-hour mark. So we are what? 6 hours away from 2 days. And I'll tell you what, look at that in the lower, cancel that. Look in the lower left-hand corner, 60% humidity, 79 degrees, got a little breeze blowing, feels nice. So with the lower humidity, there shouldn't be any condensation on the coolers. We'll start with the YETI. Now, absolutely zero condensation, nothing. And still got a pretty good chunk. Starting to get some water in there. That's at the 42-hour mark. And the Colman has a little, no condensation on the side. That condensation may be from yesterday when it was so humid. Anyhow, ooh, we got a lot of water. Got a big block of ice, but there you go, a lot of water. I don't want to touch too much because I want it to stay as cold as it can in there. There you go. We'll come back and check at the 48-hour / official 2-day mark. See you later on this afternoon. Okay, we are going to do our time check. How about, we're going to call it 6:30, which would bring us to 48 hours. This will be 2 days. It did make it actually to 85 today. The humidity wasn't bad. So this area got plenty of sunshine. So it was actually a good sunny day. So let's see where we're at. This is the 2-day mark. And of course, the lid to that is just damp. Basically, the condensation's gone from this cooler. This one never really had it today. Still doing pretty good. Getting a lot of water, but still riding all right. Now let's check the little Colman. We still have a chunk of ice in there. Lots of water. I may come back out tonight because I don't think that's going to make it till tomorrow. But it's made it 2 days. Obviously, we did not have product. We did not stick our hand. I did not stick my hand in there. We may do another test. If y'all want me to do it with product where I stick my hand in there and get some product out, put some product in it, let me know. We'll try that one too. But that's where we're sitting at 2 days. May come back and check it later on tonight. because that was going to be struggling to make it. But hey, we'll look and see what it does. All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're going to call it 8:30 on the 9th, 68 degrees. So this would, at 8:30, that would bring us to 62 hours. I was going to check it last night, but it stormed all night. There's a little stick stuck in the ground, nothing major. You can see the gutters are full, still wet right here, but I mean, it poured all night. So point being is I was going to check the little Colman cooler last night, but it was just pouring and storming. So anyhow, and you can actually see where the store, look at that mud that's been thrown up on the coolers just from the rain hitting the ground so hard. So let's start with the Colman day. I'm not anticipating any ice in here. Well, my gosh. I'm impressed. There's a little ice left in there. Let's check the YETI. Oh yeah, nice chunk of ice. You can just feel the grit from the mud. Anyhow, I'm impressed. At 62 hours, we have ice. So we'll come back. It's hanging on. We'll check a little later and see what we got. All right, here we go. 6:23, we're going to call it 6:30, which means that would be an even 3 days. June 9th, 80 degrees, 47% humidity, so there shouldn't be any condensation. 3-day mark. Last check was at 62 hours, and there's not supposed to be any rain for the next 3 days. So today's Monday, not supposed to have any rain till Friday. You can see where all that mud dried on both coolers. I mean, it stormed, but oh, I think we are, stay up, empty. Water's empty. Must have got a little rain in there because that lid just pops because that water's kind of dingy. So last check was 62 hours. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say it made it 64 hours. All right, 3 days for the YETI. And you still got a chunk of ice. And you can see the water is clear. I guess that's the difference in, and you can see where it's dirty, where the storm came and tried to blow it up in there. So anyways, we'll call that one at, what I say, 64 hours. Still going. So we'll come back and check it in the morning. Good afternoon, everyone. You know what time it is? It is time to check in. We're going to call it 12:30 on June 10th, 79 degrees. So this will be 90 hours. So we're 6 hours away from 4 days. We know the little Colman, I think I called it at 64 hours. So it was done yesterday. So 90 hours on the YETI. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we'll check it again in 6 hours, which will be officially 4 days. So it's going to make it to 4 days. So we'll come back and see what we got then. All right, let's get right into this. It's about 6:22, but we're going to call it 6:30 on the 10th, which would bring us to 4 days even, 96 hours. The little Colman, I checked it at 62 hours, and I just guessed it at 64 before the ice depleted that night. So if it did get 64 hours, 74, 84, 94, so we're 32 hours more with the YETI. So we're gonna see what we got. And we still have some ice in there. Got a little chunk of ice. We may come check that about 4 hours now, about 10:30 tonight, and probably call her quits, but we'll check it at 10:30, give it about 4 more hours. All right, everyone. You could hear the old frogs out on the lake. It is 10:24. We're gonna call it 10:30. So this will be the 100-hour check. and the Colman clocked out with, I said 64 hours. So if there's ice in this, that would be 4 days, 4 hours, or 36 hours more than the Colman, which would be a day and a half. So let's check it out and see what we got here. Oh, there we go. Put a little light on the situation. Let's see if there's any ice left. And it's gone. The ice is gone. So the water's stupid cold, but so instead of 100 hours, we'll back it off to 98 hours. So we'll call it 98 hours on the Yeti, 64 hours on the Colman. So bottom line, and we're gonna wrap this up, the party stacker, I said it was 20 bucks. I couldn't find it online. That's kind of an old cooler, but I don't know if it had ever been used before. The Yeti's $200 cooler. So in today's prices, a $20 cooler, if you could even find it, that's probably on the lower 1% scale. For a 15 quart cooler, for the Yeti at 200 bucks, that's probably on the upper 1%. So you got 98% in between as far as coolers go and prices. So my final conclusion, it's whatever you want. There's going to be a ton of people that says, I'm not spending $200 on a 15 quart cooler. So, me personally, I love my little Yeti. The Colman, if you were going out on a day excursion, let's say you just needed a small cooler and you're leaving out on a Saturday and you're coming home on a Sunday, that's going to be a good enough cooler for you, because the ice won't last as long if you're digging your hands in, getting product out, actually using the cooler. And of course the Yeti won't last as long as it did if you're digging your hands in there. So here's what we got coming up for you. So would you get hurt spending money, 20 bucks, or in my case, $5 at Goodwill? Heck no. 200 bucks, once again, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna close out with this. Coming up in about 5 days, I've got a cooler coming, hopefully that'll fit right in the middle. It's not super cheap, it's not stupid expensive like the Yeti. We're gonna test it out just to see how it does. So like, subscribe, share, we'll see what's coming up with that. Thank you, if you've made it this far, thank you all for checking into Jeepin' Things /reviews. I'm moving my flashlight around as I talk. So thank you for checking in, I sure appreciate it. Stay tuned. And the cooler that I'm talking about is going to be right at the same size as these. Once again, it'll fit right in the middle. Do the old laser pointer. It'll fit right in the middle as far as price-wise, okay? Thank y'all for checking in. I sure appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all have a great evening and stay tuned for more cooler tests.